What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. That's Alex here for Impact. We are live and in living color with round number 2 on a very, very fancy Valentine's Day edition of Modern FNM. We've got Dakotah on Izzet Prowess against Tony. No, against Tony on Burn. So this is going to be a barn burner. This might not last very long. You know, the last round, if you're watching live, it was not a very quick affair. So this one also might be over in a flash. So I just want to say thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching live on Impact's Twitch channel, we appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you all so much for joining us. And Tony is off to the races here. Dakotah's got 1 land in play and 11 life. That is never where you want to be. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. And if you are on Twitch or YouTube, make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg for all of your Magic the Gathering and tabletop gaming needs. We've got sealed products, singles, probably every single card in this matchup you would be able to buy from impactgamingcenter.gg. That is not a guarantee, however. Here is a Swift Spear and an Unholy Heat. Take down that darn Goblin Guide. And there's a Mishra's Bauble, which will trigger Prowess. And an attack down to 16. But yeah, thank you all so much. Bauble's going to get popped here for Dakotah. Going to take a look and pass back. Bauble or Dakotah should be drawing a card here. Don't know if Dakotah did that or not. Regardless, here's Monastery Swift Spear of his own for Tony. Tony says, hey, nice Monastery Swift Spear. It's dead. Trigger. Attack. Down to 7. Goes Dakotah. Like I said, this was going to be a quick game. Quick matches here. Slick shot show off. For the draw step for Dakotah. What do we have here? I got a land. Got some prowess critters. Can't quite see everything in hand. Dakotah's probably trying to figure out a way how we survive past Tony's next turn. Best way to do that. Dragon's Rage Channeler. Taking a look at Tony's graveyard. And there is a Lava Spike. So I would imagine we're going to see another Lava Spike. That'll trigger Dragon's Rage Channeler. Put that in the bin. We're going to sacrifice a land. Lava Spike again. Going to trigger Dragon's Rage Channeler yet again. Tony's going to cast his own to trigger Prowess. Tricky, Mr. Jones. Lava Spike again. Are these lava darts? I think it's lava dart. Lava spike, lava dart, whatever. It's all red stuff. All right, so finally Dakotah gonna take down that pesky Monastery Swift Spear that Tony was protecting. So now, Tony, do we have a land? Sunbaked Canyon is the only land in play for Tony. Dakotah, on the other hand, has a couple of lands to play with. That's an Arid Mesa. There's a Slick Shot Show-Off that Dakotah will deploy. Get in there for 1. No blocks, no effects. Take 1 down to 14. Arid Mesa, pass turn. Back to Tony. Into the turn, maybe. Lava Dart. Target you. Down to 6. I take 1. Down to 13, says Tony. Draw for turn. Tony. Oh, maybe. Okay. Looks like Dakotah is at 4, it would appear. Not sure where, what got lost there, but it's all good. There's a Monastery Swift Spear. Inbound. All gas, no brakes. Turn it sideways. Dakotah trying to figure out whether we're going to have anything. Nope. Looks like go to 2. I think Dakotah's at 2. Thundering Falls going to get a surveil action here. What are we going to see on top of this deck? Dakotah certainly under the gun here. Tony had a great start. Kind of a mirror match if you think about it. Just 2 really fast decks that have quite a bit of burn in them. Kind of do their damage a little bit differently, I guess, but Soulscar Mage, the card on top. Dakotah doesn't like it, puts it in the bin. Draws a card. Didn't get to see it. All right. Turn the Slick Shot sideways. Down to 11. Gonna deploy a second Slick Shot as a blocker. Tarfire. And that is gonna do it. Tony gonna take game number 1 here. And that will be it. Alrighty, let's kick it back to the booth. And yeah, what a game. I told you that was going to be a barn burner. That was a quick game. Tony off to a really hot start. No pun intended. Maybe it was intended. I don't know. But yeah, really quick start for Tony. Dakotah not able to bounce back. And that'll be it. So we move on to game 2. Thank you all, though, so much for joining us. Like I said, I know I just said it like probably 3 minutes ago. But make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, though, hit that follow button. Consider subscribing. It helps the channel out. You get access to a ton of emotes, as well as ad-free viewing. And, of course, you will be able to view the VODs as soon as we're done streaming each and every single night that we stream. But yeah, make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. We've got Magic the Gathering singles, Pokemon singles, sealed product. We've got Warhammer, D&D. We've got sleeves and other accessories for card games and tabletop games. So we've got pop vinyls. I know those are popular. I've got a very small, very modest collection. Won't even call it a collection. Just have, I guess I have collected them technically, but Google that. How many items of a thing do you have to have for it to be an actual collection? But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. We do appreciate it, especially if you're watching live on a Friday night. Alrighty. See how this starts. Dakotah gonna be on the play. Soulscar Mage. That's a pretty good one. Especially in this matchup. Anytime you deal non-combat damage to a creature, gets -1/-1 counters instead. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature and opponent controls, put that many +1/-1 counters on it instead. Pretty good. Unfortunately, Tarfire says, nah. Back to Dakotah. What's Dakotah got? Another one. There's a Mishra's Bauble. Pop the bobble, take a look-ski. And... Wait, did Dakotah forget to draw again? There's no way. Dragon Claw. Oh, baby, is that a mirror breaker? Holy smokes. That is a old one, but a good one. Whoo. And I'll get it up on screen for you. There it is. Yeah, whenever a player casts a red spell, you may gain 1 life. Pretty darn good. It's going to be really rough for Dakotah to smash through that one. It's possible. I've seen burn mirror matches where a player had a Dragon's Claw and an opponent didn't and win, but it is very difficult. Quite the haymaker. I doubt Dakotah has any kind of removal for that too. Engineered explosives, so Tony may gain 1 life, and wouldn't you know it, Tony will gain 1 life. Dakotah's at 16. So one of these cards is going to go into Dakotah's hand. One of them is going to go to the bottom of the deck. And one is going to get exiled. Looks like the Arid Mesa will be getting exiled. And there is a crack of the Arid Mesa. Down to 15. Tony is on top of it. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And will we see Monastery Swift Spear deployed? Yes, we will. Mishra's Bobble, which will trigger Prowess 2 times. Get in there. It'll be for 4, I believe. Oh, okay. Oh, for 5. And Bobble, trigger. Yeah, Dakotah's not drawing in that. Yeah, I don't know. Unless I'm missing something. Chat, am I missing something? They are. We allow. So, J Money asks, are your win a duel CEDH events proxy friendly? Yes. We allow 15 playtest cards in our win a duels, which is tomorrow. So if you're watching live, come on up. It's going to be a blast. Is this the fear of missing out? I do believe it is. Here is fear of missing out for Tony. Yeah. It's pretty much the standard. Pretty much the standard, I think. All right. Bobble. All righty. I think this is a lightning bolt. This is a Storm Secret Lair lightning bolt. Going to take down the Soulscar Mage. Pass back to Dakotah. Another Soulscar Mage. Unholy Heat. Take care of the fear of missing out. Back to 17. We might have a life discrepancy. We always let the players figure this out. It is not my responsibility, and it's not your responsibility to get life discrepancies taken care of. And it's just FNM. It's not that serious. All right. Another one. So Tony will go to 18. This Dragon's Claw is no joke. I mean, Tony be at like, I don't know, he'd be a lot lower. Gonna deploy Dragon's Rage Channeler. Up to 19. The fact that it triggers off of your own cards too is insane. There's a Mishra's Bauble. Gonna Surveil Ski. Got 2 Surveil triggers there. It must be pretty decent because Tony is considering it. Definitely not a land. We know that. Gonna put it in the bin. I didn't quite see what it was. Another Dragon's Rage Channeler. Gonna exert and gonna... One of them's gonna meet their demise, but the other Dragon Rage Channeler will attack. Your turn. Bobble you in your upkeep. Never get to see that Bobble card. Never. All right, Dakotah gonna draw. Spell Pierce, Underworld Breach, and Darcy. Breach could be good. Does have a Bobble and a Breach. That usually sets up some pretty crazy turns. And there will be Underworld Breach. Triggering 2 Prowess. Also triggering some life gain for Tony. Gonna Unholy Heat that Darcy away. And Dakotah's got a ton of damage potentially on the battlefield here. Counting Prowess triggers with dice is never good if you're on the other side of the table. And this is good also for Dakotah because this is not a red spell. You can just recast this over and over and over again, at least one more time. Pop it, see your top card. Don't get to see it. Kind of got a glimpse of it for a second, but I couldn't make out what it was. Dakotah's got to decide here whether we're going to run it again. We will. Four Prowess triggers. Get in there. Down to 13. So things are much closer than they were a turn ago. All right. Dakotah did bobble Tony, so he does get a draw. And, yep, draws for it. Maybe Dakotah's been remembering it. And just draws it before passing? I don't know. Probably. Dakotah's a good player, so I wouldn't imagine we'd be missing those triggers. Alrighty. What do we got, Tony? Fear of missing out. Lava Spike U. Down to 9. Just kidding. And just to pass back. There's a Slick Shot Show Off and a draw for the bobble. Sacred Foundry. Slick Shot, Darcy, Spell Pierce. That is what's in Dakotah's hand Tony, however, has a lava spike. A lone lava spike. Dakotah has options. Do you just deploy everything? Here's an attack. Nice simple attack. Nothing to see here. Going about my day. Gonna jump in front of the Swift Spear. Down to 12. Swift Spear down. Darcy. Darcy. Plays a land tapped and passes back. Dakotah does have that Spell Pierce. Hasn't had a good opportunity really to utilize it yet. Tony. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. Might be seeing a Sunbaked Canyon get sacrificed to draw a card. That card in your hand is not changing, Tony. Fear of missing out. Pass back. All right, back to Dakotah. Yeah, this Dragon Claw has been huge. Tony going back up to 15. It's going to be a Slick Shot. 2 mana. There's Slick Shot. Remember when Preordain was banned in this format? That was weird, wasn't it? Speaking of Preordain. Scry 1. Scry 2. Well, Scry 2 draw 1, right? Oh, I see. The Darcy triggers. That's right. So we were surveilling first. Engineered explosive iteration. We got a reader. So Fear of Missing Out. When it enters, you get to draw and discard. Discard and draw, rather. It has Delirium whenever it attacks for the first time each turn. If there are, Delirium. Untap target creature. After this phase, there is an additional combat step. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Have a bit of a stalemate here in the mono, well, not mono red, but in the aggro mirror match. Gonna attack with these. All right. And for the first time in this match, Tony's life total is lower than Dakotah's. All right, got a fetch here. Gonna just get a mountain, it looks like. Loving the white border lands. By the way, Tony, if you watch this after the fact. Gonna sacrifice Sunbaked Canyon to draw a card. I think he drew another Sunbaked Canyon. Lava Dart. Hey, it's our old friend Lava Dart. Sunbaked Canyon. Sacrifice this, draw a card. Another land. Another mountain to be specific. All right. Turn them sideways. Gonna block. Gonna block there. Both FOMO's gonna untap. Down to 6. Lightning Bolt. That's a pretty good one. That is a pretty good one. Expressive Iteration. Gonna trigger some prowess. Tony gonna go to 7 off of the red spell being cast. Dragon Claw has kept him in this game. Surveil off the Dragon Rage channelers. And take a look. This to hand. Mountain, this to bottom. Monastery Swift Spear was a card that was put into Dakotah's hand from EI. Dart, target there. Sacrifice. So we're gaining life too, every dart we play. It's gotta be miserable for Dakotah. Does have a Spell Pierce and a Lightning Bolt though. And plenty of mana at this point. Interesting, we didn't play the Monastery Swift Spear this turn. Or pre-combat, rather. What a game. This has been a game for the ages between Izzet Prowess and Burn. I believe we're still in combat here. Because Tony hasn't lost life yet. Dakotah's going to let that Lava Dart resolve. Now we go to damage, down to 3. Monastery Swift Spear, up to 4. Yeah. Dakotah couldn't just Lightning Bolt there because he would have went to 1. There's a Monastery Swift Spear. Up to 5. Tap 2. Or tap 1, rather. Lava Dart. 5 to 6. We'll flip-flop life totals. Prowess trigger there. And here's a Spell Pierce. Oh, no. Lightning Bolt. Target that. Okay. Tony goes to 7. Yep. There's 3 damage markers there. Yep. That'll take it down. Fear missing out. Gonna get in there. What a game, dude. This has been back and forth, back and forth. Complete opposite of game 1. Where Tony just got in the driver's seat and just never looked back. Swift Spear gonna block one of these. Down to 3. Lava Dart. Do we have another Lava Dart? So I'm not sure what we're discussing here. Probably about I sacrifice this land to Lava Dart. Oh, okay, because it definitely matters because that Spell Pierce has just been rotting in Dakotah's hand. Kind of Spell Pierce. Well, we have 2 mana. As it turns out, that's exactly what you do need. Down to 2. Attack. Good game. Wow, Tony gonna get there. What a match that was. Whoo, Tony playing it pretty close to the chest. Both players played very, very well. Thank you all so much for watching. We've got 2 more rounds of action here at Impact. Make sure to hit up impactgamingcenter.gg. If you don't do anything, at least go check out the site. You know, go check the site out. It's a very well-designed site. We've got a ton of cards in stock. So if you're looking for Commander, Modern, or maybe even a Cube, go check it out. We've got sealed product as well. Thank you all so much. If you're watching live, don't go anywhere. If you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Watch the next video. Thank you all so much. And until the next round or the next video, I've been Les Alex, and I will catch you all on the flippy flop.